These are the three people that are going to show you how to drive the truck underground in this boom condition. Under normal circumstances, you'd just get a truck driver that was on the road to promotion, that wanted to do the right thing and be helpful to get the promotion and all that sort of stuff, and they would be the ones doing the training under normal circumstances. Now, because the booms come through and they've had so many people push through, you're stuck with three people at the moment when you go in. You're stuck with a TFL, a truckie for life. They definitely don't want anybody else in the truck with them. Their whole stick is that they want to drive a truck, they want to be left the fuck alone, and they just want to do their 12 hours and drive the truck and just make their money that way. They don't want promotion. They're an essential part of any crew. A good TFL is worth their weight in gold, and if they don't want to train people, you don't poke the bear and get them to train people. You just let them do their thing and go and get their loads out every day like you need them to. The next person is the truckie passed over for promotion, and this is the person that most people are going to get to train them. And the problem with this is that this person's pretty pissed off because at the moment, basically anybody that's got any capability got pushed through and they didn't, which means that they're probably going to not get pushed through at any stage. So they're going to sit there, and the people that they're training are going to excel beyond them, and that makes them dangerous to train you, makes them annoyed, makes them not want to do the job properly. And then the other person that you're going to get is the new starter, somebody that's just been trained themselves. And I know that sounds crazy, but it happens all the time in a boom. Once you've got a couple of months experience driving a truck, they view you as an experienced truck driver. So don't be surprised if you get somebody, a new starter, shoved in with you and get told to train them how to drive the truck. Because we're in a boom and they need so many people through, they're just going to do whatever it takes to get these people up and running. And it doesn't matter if they go through a lot of people on the way through. If you have a personality clash with the truckie that's been passed over for promotion, they don't care. They're not going to do anything about the truckie. It's going to be you that gets the window seat on the plane ride out. This is why they go through so many people. It's not anybody's fault. It's just the circumstance that we're in at the moment. And it happens every time we go through a big boom. And this is one of the biggest booms I've ever been involved in with gold or any metal in my mining career, in my 30-year mining career. So what we're trying to do is, with what we do with the training, we're trying to sell you a reality of what you're getting yourself in, not a dream. I see a lot of SMIC videos around by channels that have got FIFO in the title, and they're obviously, the videos are produced by people that have never set foot underground, because there's a lot of conflicting images that don't make sense, and they're acting like getting the job is the hard bit, when in fact getting the job is the easy bit. Keeping the job, getting trained up, making a go of it, that's the hard bit. So if you're going to jump into one of these jobs, my suggestion is that you make sure you know exactly what you're getting yourself into before you go, because if you don't, it can make it a really hard thing to do. Unfortunately, we've got lots of stories of people getting to site and getting truckies passed over from promotion or new starters, and the occasional TFL that doesn't want anybody in there with them. I've told a story from a while ago about a nipper that got a job. This probably was about 4 years ago. He went on site, he got onboarded like normal, did a couple of days underground with some varying people, and then got put with a nipper that was going to train him up. She took him underground. They run the jumbo operator down to underground. They did a few other things. Once they dropped the jumbo operator off, they got round the corner and she burst into tears on him. And she explained that the guy that was supposed to be training her, he spent 2 swings not really training her, being a bit of a dick. So like the truckie passed over for promotion and he got sacked. But the bosses upstairs, because she had 2 swings with him, expected her to know what the hell was going on, and she didn't know what was going on. So she was going up to resign. Now, because he'd done the training, he said to her, well, I know what we've got to do. I just don't know where everything is in the mine. Do you know what's around in the mine? So she could navigate herself through the mine. She just didn't understand what they had to do. So between the two of them, they put their heads together and they did the week together and they muddled through. She ended up staying. He ended up staying. They made a go of it. But if he hadn't had that mining knowledge that he gained through the training coming through, he probably would have been out the door with her as well. because that's just the way it works. They go through so many people. And again, this isn't a company issue. This is just the way the companies are forced to do things, because they have to be able to prove in a court of law that they've trained everybody on site. And it doesn't matter how much experience you've got to go through that on-site assessment when you start a new job. And that means that, there's no incentive for anybody to put any money into any training packages around the place. And that's why we wrote ours, just out of pure frustration that we had all these people turning up, not knowing what they were getting themselves into. And if you decide to do one of the training packages that we've got on offer, like the DIY, the 3-step plan, or the work ready, it's going to give you all that information that the employers want you to know, and it's going to put you in a situation where if you do get one of these 3 people, you can jump in with them and you can go and make it work for yourself. And not only do you make it work for yourself, you end up making a friend out of this person, because you become an easy win for them. Especially if you get a truckie that's passed over, if they can get somebody up driving a truck within a couple of weeks, that's a feather in their cap, because for most people coming in, at least 6 weeks to 8 weeks before they're on their own. So if they can get somebody up to speed in a swing or a swing and a half, it's a big feather in their cap. So knowing how it all works makes it so much easier to smooth out the onboarding. That's why we wrote the training, and that's why we encourage people to do it.